media partners at The Hill have released their Changemakers 24 of 2024 list. And I spoke with The Hill's Judy Kurtz on who made the list and why. And Judy, before we get to who's on the list, let's go behind the scenes for a second. What criteria or what factors really go into making the list?
This is our second annual The Hill Changemakers List. And what we're really looking for are folks who are steering the conversation at the Capitol and beyond, around the world, around the country. And these 24 of 2024 Changemakers are really making an impact. They're shaking things up here in Washington.
Judy, there was a note on the top of the list that this year that says whether you agree or disagree in regards to who's on the list. Why was that put on there?
Absolutely. Well, we do put that on every year, just as just to let you know. But that, people can make an impact whether you're agree with their politics or not. For instance, former President Trump, President-elect Trump, is on the list. He's certainly making an impact. No one can argue whether you agree or love him or despise him. That he's had quite a fascinating year in politics, surviving an assassination attempt, winning an election virtually against two opponents after President Biden exited the White House race, and then he was facing Vice President Harris in the race. 34 felony counts coming from that, and then winning the Republican primary and the election. A remarkable year for President-elect Trump, whether you agree with his politics or disagree.
Also on the list, Senator-elect Angela Alsobrooks, who's replacing the outgoing Senator Ben Cardin. Talk about her.
Absolutely. Also, Brooks, born and raised in Prince George's County, a former Prince George's County executive, winning that race for Cardin's Senate seat against a popular former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan. And she's actually, also Brooks is making history. She's the first Black woman to enter as a pair with another Black woman, Lisa Blunt Rochester, Delaware, to be Senator. Democrat. So they're entering together. Senator Chris Van Hollen, Maryland's Democratic senator, has called them a dynamic duo. So a lot of enthusiasm for those two entering the Senate when they are sworn in next month.
Well, Judy, Jose Andres, who founded World Central Kitchen, they're headquartered here in Washington, D.C., also made the list.
Yeah, of course, Jose Andres, born in Spain, but really became a well-known name here in Washington. First as a celebrity chef with his many restaurants here in the D.C. area, and now for his philanthropic work as founder of World Central Kitchen, which has had a really challenging year. 7 World Central Kitchen staff members were killed during an Israeli airstrike in Gaza earlier this year. Quite a tragedy for World Central Kitchen, but Jose Andres told me something that will stick with me. He said, what you wish for yourself, you must wish for others. And by that, he means that if you want something for yourself, you have to try to fight for it equally for everyone else. And that's really the mission that has driven his work with World Central Kitchen.
So what has been the reaction of the list, this year's list? Has it been mixed, or what has been the response so far?
Just like in Washington, extremely polarized. If you love some of the people on the list, if you hate some of the people on the list, you're always going to get, we have feedback coming from both sides of the aisle. But that's the beauty of Changemakers, where, as we say, you may not agree, you may disagree with some of the names on there, but you can't argue that these individuals, these 24 people, have really made an impact.
Judy Kurtz, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks so much, Mark.